I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. Your love is fading. I feel it. I feel it.
Previously on Being Supreme.
Dress, get myself together. We are Cooper. He's like at the top of the stairs, like waiting for my husband to come back. We're taking my mother-in-law to brunch today. Her birthday was a few days ago. So we're gonna meet her. Happy Tuesday. I believe today is Tuesday. Hi you guys. It's been a minute since I actually vlogged in my kitchen. But decided to vlog tonight. I'm actually cooking dinner. I'm making bang bang shrimp pasta. Very simple. About to get the pasta going in 2 seconds, but I wanted to come in and vlog really quickly. Cooper's here, but of course, yeah, so what's up with you guys? Drop down your comments below what you're doing. I hope to have this up shortly. It's been extremely nice in New York. It's warmer than, I mean, I don't know, this is the warmest it's been for October. Yeah, I've been enjoying the weather. It's been so nice like these last few days, and I think it's gonna be nice for the rest of the week, so I'm happy about that. What did I want to talk to you guys about? I think I'm gonna share a little story time with you guys since I'm vlogging, and there's a lot going on. Quiet, Cooper. There's a lot going on in my life, but I'm not gonna share everything right now. That candy, y'all see this candy jar? Look at all this candy in here. That's left over from the party that we had. We had a candy table, and that's some leftover candy. But anyway, so let me tell y'all my story time about the time I got into a fight with a boy on my block when I moved to Queens, who liked me, but we were too young to know what any of that stuff was. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. So his name was Richard, and I must have been about 11, maybe 12. 11 and 12? Yeah, I had to be 11 and 12. I don't think I was a teenager yet. And Richard and his family lived on my block in Queens. I want to say they lived 4 houses down from us. And no, Richard actually, well, he lived with his family, but he lived with his grandparents. And Richard was a very cute little boy. People used to think that we were related, actually, but we weren't. And he had a little brother, and I had a little brother. And all I remember is one day the boys were outside, because like my parents was just like, I was the only girl on the block. They didn't really like me hanging out outside with the boys, and I always thought that that was like so unfair, because I wanted to play and hang out like the other kids, but my parents felt like I was a girl, I shouldn't be surrounded by a bunch of boys, so my playtime outside was limited when all the boys were outside. But I was a tomboy, so it still didn't stop me. Sometimes I would still go outside. So I remember going outside one day, and I remember hearing Richard say like some mean stuff to my brother, right? So I don't, if you've been watching me for a while, my younger brother is now deceased, but he and I were like this. I don't play when it comes to my family at all, but especially my younger brother. Like, I would kill you for him. So I heard him, you know, like trying to be tough with him, or like try to like bully him a little bit. I don't really remember the whole thing as to why it happened, but I do remember coming outside, walking into him trying to bully my brother. And I was just like, hey, yo, what's really going on right here? And I guess they thought, you know, because I was a girl or whatever, that what I was saying didn't really matter. Now we got to back it up a little bit, because a few days before this situation, my brother and I were coming home from school, and I used to meet him and we would walk home from the bus stop. We ran into this other young boy who they tried to get to bully my brother. They went to the same school. And all I remember is they tried to like jump him, and I basically lost my shit. Like, I had to like pull these kids, and these kids weren't from our block, they was from another block, but Richard was there, and so was his brother. And they basically was watching my brother being bullied, and they weren't doing nothing, and I was not having it. So me, the only girl, was nicely fighting these freaking my brother was fighting a younger kid, but the older boys were like egging the other kid on, and I nicely was like pulling them apart, protecting my brother. I was getting hit in the process, but I don't give a shit, right? So I started to flip out. Like, y'all just gonna sit here and condone this? Like, you know, we weren't that old, but they were older, watching these little kids fight or making them fight like they were some dogs or something in the street, like making them fight who was gonna win, that sort of thing. I was so pissed. So if I wasn't there, I don't even know what would have happened to my brother, but I was there, was able to break it up, take my brother home. He was mad at me because he wanted to fight. He didn't want me, his sister, to break him up, you know, with fighting this boy. But I wasn't letting my brother get bullied or jumped or anything like that. So I nicely pulled his ass away from it, and we went home, and he was a little upset with me, right? So that's the beginning of the story. Now, I was pissed at Richard and his brother because we all on the same block, and y'all standing there, y'all not doing anything. Like, if I would have saw his little brother getting beat up or jumped, I definitely would have stepped in and, you know, tried to protect him, because I know him. He's from my block. We grew up together. Like, I'm not just gonna stand around and watch this little kid who I know from my block get beat up. But, you know, not everybody's cut from the same cloth, and not everybody's gonna stand up and protect, you know. So, okay, fast forward back to me going outside, hearing Richard say some like funny stuff to my brother. So Richard basically was like, ain't nobody talking to you, B. Like, mind you, we 11, 12, whatever. So I don't know if he was like angry with me because he liked me and maybe I didn't like him. I really don't know, but he was just, and his friends were around. And to me, looking back, Richard was like mixed. And he used to get made fun of. People used to say, you know, like he was from India, whatever. His parents were mixed. And he used to get picked on himself. So it was funny. He was like trying to get stink with me, right? So I'm like, yo, who you talking to, right? And he's like, yeah, that's why I'm going to punch your brother in his face. And he a punk and blah, 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 blah. And y'all know, once I get mad, it's not healthy, but I see black. I saw black from when I was young, right? So I'm like, who you gonna punch in the face? Like, really? And he hit me. This dude, he was a child, but he hit me. Like, he like mushed me or something. And then my younger brother tried to jump in. And I had to tell my brother, I got it. Go in the house, right? And my little brother didn't want to go in the house. He didn't want to leave me. And the other kids on the block was like holding my brother back. You guys, I beat Richard's ass so bad on that block in front of my house. It was like the worst ass whooping a dude could have got from a girl ever in their life. I don't know what came over me, but I just had enough of Richard in his mouth. And then he put his hands on me. Basically, you guys, I wish I had one of my cousins or somebody here to tell y'all this story. I had Richard in a fucking headlock. Okay, we were on one of my parents' cars because we was in front of my house, and I know one of the cars it belonged to my family. We're on this car, so we're on the car. Like, my back was on the car, but I had him in a headlock, and he's trying to like push his body into me to knock, you know, to knock the wind out of me or whatever. And I'm fucking pounding Richard in the neck and the chest, whatever. I was tiny. He was a tall kid, but I was not laying off of fucking Richard and his disrespectful ass. Like, next thing I know, like, he had turned around and we were like face to face, and I'm punching him in the face, and he's not hitting me back, which was good, but he definitely was trying to like use like his size to like push me or like put pressure on me. And then once he turned towards me, that's when I kicked him in the nuts. Bam! Kicked him in the nuts. He dropped to the floor. All I remember after that was me kicking him in the face, and I remember my brother getting away from the other kids and running in the house. I don't even know who came outside. My mom, my dad, I don't remember who came outside, but they ran outside and they came to break us up. They literally had to get the jaws of life to get me off of this boy. And my mom said, I basically was like, don't you ever talk about me, my brother, or anybody. If I see you on this block again, I don't know what I was saying, you guys, but I know Richard got his ass beat. So, all right, that was that day. I remember it taking a long time for me to calm down. So my mom had called his grandmother and, you know, basically told her what happened. And, you know, I don't know what story Richard had told his grandmother, but I told my mom, you know, from the previous days, what had happened and how I felt like he didn't protect my younger brother, and how he hit me, and how I walked outside and he was talking mess about my brother again, and I just couldn't take it. And I did think that I was gonna get in trouble, but y'all know I ain't getting in trouble, right? So my mom, trying to be the responsible parent but also trying to say, high five, bitch, like, that's right, you hold it down for your family. I remember getting like a story or a lesson, you know, about fighting, but at the same time it was like, you got to protect yourself, nobody should put their hands on you, that sort of thing or whatever. And I remember my little brother just saying how much like he loved me, and, you know, for always protecting him. That was the story of my life, you guys, like, because he wasn't a fighter. Like, he was more like very peaceful. Not to say that I wasn't peaceful, but I just remember like him getting picked on as a kid, and I was the one that was gonna whip your ass. Like, when we were in camp, it was the same thing. Like, I had to, those are stories for another days, but I didn't play that when it came to my younger brother. But like, I was his protector, and he knew that. He knew that I would protect him no matter what. And I think later on in life, as he got older and things started to happen in his life, and he didn't reach out to me because he knew that his sister would go into protect mode, help mode, whatever. And once he became an adult, it was just like, I'm not going to put my sister in these, you know, positions, which was kind of hurtful to me. But I understand, like, once a man becomes a man, they're not going to reach out, especially, you know, he's a man. But so got that little talk that night from my mother, and I remember the days and the weeks after that, I was the shit, you guys. Like, on my block, all I know is like people showed me so much respect after that. In school, people were like, yo, I heard you beat what's her name ass, oh, like high-fiving me, whatever. I wasn't looking for no praise or anything like that. Like, he just was disrespectful, and he should have never put his hands on me. So ever since then, I had the reputation of like the girl with hands, you know what I mean? Like, and I wasn't fighting like a girl. Like, I was fighting like a dude. Like, I was straight punching him with my right hook. So months after that, I remember we had like a birthday party or something like that, and he apologized to me. I think we were a little older, probably like 13 at that time, because somebody was turning older. It was either me or it was him. And he apologized to me and was like, you know, I never meant to hit you, like, I don't know what happened and blah blah blah. But he was embarrassed, like. And then this other kid moved on the block, like right next door to me. I think he was from Trinidad or whatever. And Richard would always show up every time the dude from Trinidad was like outside hanging out. He would always show up then trying to like hang out, and my mom was basically like, because Richard likes you, and he see there's another young boy on the block, and he don't want this young boy talking to you. And I thought that was funny. I don't even know what happened to Richard, because I know, like, once I moved like out of Queens and stuff, well, he actually had left before me, but I know he had like a lot of family problems. I mean, who didn't? But his little brother I remember was graduating from high school, and I don't know what happened to Richard. And I think Richard reached out to me like when Facebook first came around or something like that. And I don't think I responded or whatever. And I don't know what happened to Richard, like, which is so crazy to me. You know, like people you grew up with that were in your life, and then time goes on, you become an adult, like you be wondering like what the hell happened to them. Maybe I should ask my mom, like, if she's still in touch with the grandmother or whatever. But yeah, you guys, like, that was the story of the time I had to beat a boy's ass. Like, that wasn't the last time either, but that was definitely the beginning of my beating boys' asses day. Like, mostly when I got into fights was because of other people bullying somebody. Like, and I just can't stand a bully, like, or people thinking that they were gonna hurt me. Like, I don't know if I looked like a herb or I looked like the girl, like, that you could take advantage of. But then once I spoke or stood up for myself, they were like, oh, okay, yeah, she's not the herb. And girls from Brooklyn, like, yeah, it just don't go down like that. It's just we don't going through too much in life for to let somebody, you know, play us or our family. But that's it, you guys. I don't know if I will come back and vlog some more tonight, but I just wanted to share that quick little story with you guys. See you in my next video. Peace.
I feel it.